Good afternoon, Patriot pals. Thank you for joining me. Have a great Wednesday, everyone. God bless America. And God bless you. Alright, now we will come to today's news. And it looks like Liz Cheney is at the zenith of desperation, where she is now enlisting the Hollywood Shields to come out and put on t-shirt and tell the voters Wyoming, hey, look, I'm just like you, go and vote for Liz Cheney because I am. This reeks of desperation from Liz Cheney. And of course, if Hollywood is backing your candidates, people like Kevin Costner and others who have been seeing the Castro, who is definitely supportive Barack Obama, Pete Buttigieg and all these individuals, why do you think they're backing Liz Cheney? Why would you think that somehow that kind of links together? Because it doesn't link together. He's doing it because she's a Democrat. She hates Republican. She hates the state of Wyoming. She hates people there. But she knows that she thinks that the people are stupid enough to vote her again into Congress. So she brings out this Hollywood guy who does this TV show. Yellowstone says, hey, look, he's like a rugged guy just like you guys. Don't fall for it, Wyoming. So this is from Liz Cheney's official Twitter account over here. And she puts out here, real men put country over party. That's right. This is from Liz Cheney here. And it's Kevin Costner. I'm for Liz Cheney. What lame t-shirt, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there. But he puts a t-shirt on. I'm sure he took that thing right off after the photo op. And of course he's on the set of his Yellowstone, which I don't even believe it's probably even filmed there. I could be wrong, though. But this is Liz Cheney's lame attempt. So Jacqueline Sobek, of course, reminds voters, hey, this your guy right here. Hey, Obama changed, we need look at Kevin Costner. There he is again with Pete Buttigieg. Interesting. And he's what's up. Yahoo Entertainment says Kevin Costner slammed as total brain dead after criticizing the Trump administration, saying Michelle Obama should run for president. Yeah, this dude is not very good. He is a Democrat. And let's see. Here, I thought had one more photo of him. I think it's up here that Jacques Cousteau shared earlier with him and Castro? Maybe not. I thought he did. Okay. Anyway. But that's what you have here. You have Liz Cheney, being so desperate that she is reaching out to Hollywood to come out there and to bail her out of this election because she knows she is not in a good position to win re-election. She has begged Democrats to change their registration from Democrat to Republican to vote for the Republican primary in order to get her past Harriet Hegman to Trump back to individual in Wyoming. Because she knows that the writing's on the wall because of her decisions to attempt to prevent Trump from running for re-election, participate in this fake witch hunt that she is currently involved in. And of course, just being an overall warmonger is not really what Wyoming people want. They want her out. They want her out, and there was a great interview, but that doesn't interview by CNN where they came around Wyoming to talk to the people of Wyoming and they all said the same thing. They don't want her back. And she sees the writing on the wall, so she's desperate, reeks of desperation. Let's bring into Hollywood shills and try to get her over the finish line is not going to work. So people, why don't we continue to do what you're doing? Don't rest on your laurels. Make sure you go out to vote. Take a friend. Take your family member and make sure that you're not voting for Liz Cheney. And I'm sure a lot of you guys follow various different sports leagues. So you guys know that during the offseason, certain players become free agents and sign to other teams, and of course many teams will trade players different contracts and even trade future draft picks in order to sweeten the deal. And sometimes there's just bad trades that just don't work. A recent example, at least in my opinion, the Florida Panthers trading Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar and a 2025 first-round draft pick for a fourth-round draft pick and Matthew Tkachuk from the Calgary Flames. I mean, that is a lopsided deal. That's a bad trade unless Matthew Tkachuk becomes an absolute superstar in Florida. That's just a bad trade that I think the Florida Panthers were forced into, I believe because of cap space. I might be wrong, but they're not doing sports analysis here. But the point is, it's a bad trade. You know, what I think might be the worst trade of the year or the worst proposed trade of the year, possibly even over the last couple of decades. The Biden administration planning on trading a Russian arms dealer and war criminal, a man who during times of war bypassed embargoes and sold military weapons and munitions to foreign adversaries and terrorist groups, who is now imprisoned in the United States while training that guy for a WNBA player, Brittney Griner, who got arrested at the Moscow airport, and is currently facing charges because she had multiple vape pen cartridges on her, of course, cannabis cartridges, and he got arrested like an absolute dummy for doing possibly one of the dumbest things you could imagine, bringing illegal substances into a communist dictator state. This has to be up there as one of the dumbest things I've seen from this administration. There's some stuff that we got to talk about here, folks, so let's roll the tape. Alright, friends, take a look at this Biden's next big blunder, springing quote merchant of death Viktor Bout to bring home to Americans from Russia. President Biden is bucking yet again to add to his ever-growing list of blunders. He now reportedly wants to trade quote merchant of death arms dealer Viktor Bout for two Brittney Griner and Paul Whelan. Big mistake. Yes, get Griner and Whelan home, but not this way. For starters, neither of them is accused of anything even remotely as horrific as Bout, who's serving 25 years for arms trafficking and conspiring to kill Americans. Douglas Farah, who's written about Bout, says he supplied weapons to the most vicious warlords in the world, enabled murderous groups to kidnap and train thousands of child soldiers, and to use very bad tactics. We're not going to say those words. He also helped the Taliban take power in Afghanistan. I mean, talk about a massive L. First Biden leads the fall of Afghanistan in the fall of Kabul, leaving $80 billion of American weaponry and munitions in Afghanistan, donating these weapons to the Taliban. And now he's planning on releasing a notorious Russian arms dealer who helped arm the Taliban in the first place. Alright, well, things coming full circle, absolutely absurd. Let's continue on. There are no words to describe the human toll of Bout's activities on thousands of people. By contrast, Russia accuses Griner of possessing cannabis and vape cartridges, for which he faces a 10-year sentence, and though it says Whelan, a former Marine, was spying, U.S. officials fiercely deny it, and so I have an issue with the framing here. If we go back to the start of the article, they claim that Biden reportedly wants to trade merchant of death arms dealer Viktor Bout for two Russian held as hostages. Now the question is Brittney Griner really a hostage? Let you think for a second? Well, the answer is unequivocally no, she is not. Brittney Griner is just not very smart. Brittney Griner apparently doesn't appreciate her freedom very much. First off, by criticizing the most free country on earth, which she lives in, the United States, as being some sort of fascist hellscape for minority people, I guess, or I don't know, something along those lines. And clearly she doesn't prioritize or respect for freedom very much by putting her freedom in such a compromised position through her absolutely idiotic actions. Brittney Griner is not a hostage. Brittney Griner broke the law in Russia and got arrested. She tried to smuggle illicit substances through Russian customs. What are you saying, that somebody should be arrested for such a benign substance such as cannabis? No, how many times we'll have to go on the record unequivocally stating my personal view that cannabis is in fact a benign substance? I used it chronically in my younger years, and then I do believe it should absolutely be illegal, or at minimum decriminalized, but really, I believe that it should be legalized. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you have to be a real dummy to go to a place like Dubai or Russia or China or the Philippines carrying illegal substances and trying to get them through customs. And again, with Brittney Griner, we're not talking about a single vape cartridge based on the information that we have. She apparently brought multiple of them, not only putting yourself in the position to be arrested on a possession charge, but now with trafficking charge in Russia. You're not a whole hostage. If that makes Brittney Griner a hostage, then every single person ever arrested in the United States trying to bring illegal substances through United States customs, by that definition, is apparently a US hostage. You don't exactly see foreign nations trying to offer up trades of American criminals in prison in foreign countries to get those people released from the United States prison system because the terrible, evil, fascist United States federal government is keeping them as hostages. No, it's absolutely idiotic. It makes no sense. To make matters even worse, I mean, just the optics of it all. After Joe Biden gets absolutely slammed by the Saudis. I mean, humiliated on the global stage. He's now walking into another optics trap with the Russians to free a WNBA player by trading a notorious merchant of death Russian underground arms dealer who sold weapons to terrorist groups that took the lives of American soldiers. This is a complete disaster. And we have all these liberals all over Twitter, all these left droid Biden cheerleaders clapping their little seal fins, or Oh my god. Yes. Biden. Frey. Brittany Griner as if Biden is some sort of hero. I'd like to replace the word hero with moron. You know, I think the Biden administration right now is trying to get a PR win. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to get Brittany Griner back so they could use it, I guess, as some sort of political rallying cry ahead of the 2022 midterms. But I don't know if it's going to work. I think it might just be another major backfire moment for people that are really paying attention to Joe Biden really just trade a war criminal in a man who funded American death for a WNBA player who made a stupid decision. Again, it's absolutely idiotic. And it shows the privilege of being part of the woke crowd. How many people are arrested abroad on crimes they've committed? They don't have Joe Biden and the woke mob and the media pulling strings and going all the way to this level to have them freed. They need to sit in a foreign prison and serve their time because they made a bad decision. Brittany Griner doesn't. And what about all the Americans who are arrested on the exact same charge and sitting in federal prison? If Joe Biden goes to this length to free Brittany Griner from a Russian prison? Well, then he pretty much immediately has to work his tail off to do the exact same thing for every single American who's sitting behind bars for the exact same crime in their own country. There's just so many different layers of stupid once again, within this whole Brittany Griner saga, and my stance on this whole issue remains absolutely unchanged. No special treatment for fancy left-wing celebrities. You do the crime, you do the time, you made the decision. Now you got to live with it. If I got arrested trying to smuggle illegal substances into a foreign country or even into the United States, I would be arrested immediately and I would be put in prison. Why is there a different standard for Brittany Griner and trading a Russian arms dealer? I mean, that's just a whole other level of stupid. Alright folks, hopefully you enjoyed the situation update today. Please let me know in the comments. Please do everything you can to support